Hello, today we're going to attempt to repair a NuTone door chime model LA174 where the speaker volume is very low when you press the chime button. So the first thing you're going to do is remove the cover. As you can see, I already have removed the cover. So once you remove the cover, you want to remove the 4 screws holding the speaker cover. And I already removed these, as you can see. So if you are diagnosing this, the first thing you want to do is check to see if you got voltage from the chime transformer coming in. And what you do is the 2 cables here. So the 2 power cables coming in connected to the yellow and green wires is coming from a transformer, but the transformer is a special transformer because it's a door chime transformer and it's 16 volts AC. So you want to make sure you actually set your meter to AC volts to test this transformer. So make sure you should have in these 2 cables here, this yellow and green cable, you should have from 16 to 20 volts coming in. That's going to be your first test. And if that's okay, then you're going to go ahead and your speaker cable, connect another speaker just to make sure it's not the speaker the issue. Make sure your volume is all the way up clockwise. And once you do that, if you're still getting a low volume, then you might have the same issue I had. And unfortunately, in order to take out the board that's actually behind here, you can see it there, in order to take out the board, it looks like I'm gonna have to actually, the whole box itself, move it front because the board is connected from the back. So it looks like I'm actually gonna have to take out the whole chime box in order to inspect the board further. So the first thing you want to do is disconnect the power before you take out the board. So I'm gonna try to take out the board without having to take out the box. Hopefully it'll be possible. So far I removed the 2 external speaker screws, and I also am going to remove this top one here. I can see that it's already starting to loosen up the board by doing that. So far I've taken out 1, 2, and 3 screws. Now the bottom is definitely loose now, so let's see what else could be holding it down here. It might be the rest of these here, which are the intercom, and possibly the 3 here in the front for the rear side and mount door buttons. Alright, so we have good news. By removing these additional 2 intercom screws and also removing these 3 on the top here, the board is now loose. So we don't have to take out this box from the wall to take out the board. So let's see here. So that did it. The board is now loose and it's coming out, as you can see here. And here's the box there where it was holding on. So let's go ahead and finish taking it out. Alright, so we were successfully able to take out the board, and now we're going to start checking the easiest things, which is we're going to test the capacitors, make sure they're all okay, and the resistors. You can also examine the board to see if you see anything that's burnt out right away. So in testing this capacitor right here, I'm actually, as you can see, I'm not getting any reading, but you can't really test capacitance in line. So there's another option, which is a ESR meter. And with this, you look at the capacitor's reading. In this case, this capacitor is, so this specific capacitor is 470 microfarads, 25 volts. And now you can actually see it says it on there on that side. So now to test it with the ESR meter, go ahead and connect your positive, and your negative goes to the negative on the capacitor, which is the one that has the line on the capacitor itself. It has a line running down. Now you can see here we're getting a reading of 72.5. Now if we look at the chart here for 470 microfarad at 25 volts, you can see that the reading should be 0.12, and we are not getting that. We're very far from that. So it's possible that this capacitor is bad. We're going to keep testing that. In the meantime, I'm going to check all the other capacitors. This one is definitely good. I was able to test it in line. And I also tested this one here. This is good. So I'm going to keep checking the other ones and possibly then just remove this one and then test it off the circuit. So anything you suspect, you could actually make a little mark next to it, like this capacitor here, this one, and then this one here. I'm going to start with this one right here though. This is not getting any reading at all. So right here I actually marked the positive side, and we're going to take this one out now. Okay, so here we got it out, and as you can see here, it's 470 microfarad. So let's go ahead and test it, and we're going to see what we get there. And you can clearly see it's bad, completely gone. Okay, so here's our broken capacitor. It's 470, 25 volts, and here's a replacement. And you notice this is also 470 microfarad, but it's a little higher in voltage, and I usually do that sometimes because the microfarad has to match. So it should be the same microfarad. Now the voltage should be the same, but not less. The voltage should be the same, but not less. But it can be a little bit greater. And this is just going to be a little bit, should last a little longer, this one, than the original one. Just as long as you match the 470 microfarad. Now if this one would have been 10 volts, it would have not worked. It would not work on the circuit. So just keep that in mind. Same microfarad, and the voltage is either the same or a little bit higher like this one. It's okay. Now make sure when you're putting it in that you do put the in the correct way, the positive this way, which is how I had marked it there, and the negative on the other one. And the negative is going to be this one here with this line. That's the negative here, so it's going to go like this. So now that's in place there. It's bent down because that way it'll fit on the case, on the box. Okay, let's go ahead and solder it back on. Go ahead and cut off the excess. Now we're going to clean that area there. Alright, so now everything is nice and clean. As you can see there. Capacitor is in place. It's leaning down, so it's no issues when it goes in the box. Okay, and then one final test you want to do to confirm your work is to test. So now we're going to test in the circuit. And if we test in the circuit now, you can see the meter there. We're getting 445 microfarad now, so we're good to go now. Alright, so we got the board back in, all the screws in. So now let's go ahead and make all the connections again. Alright, we got the circuit in, and we got the speaker just temporarily here connected. Let's press the doorbell. Make sure you also adjust your volume right here. All right, thank you for watching.